From Houston to Huntsville, it's a brisk night for the last quarterfinal of the weekend. Top seed Sam Houston, unbeaten in the fall, just like they were in the spring. And Montana State, 10-2, the 8 seed, coming out of the Big Sky Conference. Second and goal at the 4. Patterson to throw, bit of trickery, and to Malott for the touchdown. Gadget play in the red zone. Montana State strikes first.
Well, Ted, whenever you have a dual threat quarterback at the position, you're going to use him. And guess what? You remember from a couple years ago when the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, the Philly special, throwing it to Nick Foles in the corner of the end zone. And that is exactly where Montana State pulled that play out of. Fine play and a great start to this game against the reigning national champions, getting up a touchdown early.
Blake Glessner on for the extra point. And he knocks it through. Just a 4-man rush. Schmid eludes pressure, and his pass is intercepted. Trey Webb stepping in front. The safety with his first interception of the season. What a start for Montana State on the road.
Ted, I'm telling you, these Bobcats have come to play. You saw they start off early on, get the touchdown on offense, and now they are flushing Smith out of the pocket. And look at Trey Webb simply playing his position like a shortstop. He's reading Eric Schmidt's eyes, and then he comes down with the INT, gets his feet in bounds, and that is a big takeaway for this Bobcat defense.
The Bobcats take over at the Sam Houston 31, up by a touchdown. Malott wings it toward the end zone, over the shoulder, that's caught! Touchdown, Montana State! Dropping it in the bucket to Willie Patterson.
Ted, what is the first thing that you were always taught as a defender? After a turnover, the offense is going to take a shot. Well, look at this. Once again, Malott drops back. He throws the absolute dime to Willie Patterson, who was in the slot, running a slot fade, and drops it right in the bucket over the defender.
This is Malott's second career start. Under center. Malott the scoop. He dives in. Touchdown, Montana State. And Malott has had a hand in all 3 scores.
Yeah, right now, this defense is shell-shocked. This team, the Sam Houston State Bearcats, are shell-shocked because I don't think they prepared. I don't think they were ready for the type of player that Malott is.
Williams lines up a defensive tackle on 3rd and long. This is the cheetah package for Montana State. Schmid down the seam, it's intercepted. Jeffrey Manning Jr. tackled inside the 5. Second interception of the half for the Montana State defense. The Bobcats have it all working on the road.
Ted, the cat in the hat, Dr. Seuss, Jeffrey Manning read this post pattern thrown by Eric Schmidt like a children's book. That is textbook football. There's nothing better that you can do on that play as a safety, playing in your cover 2. He literally is reading the quarterback's eyes. He steps in front of it, and the only thing that he did not do right was he just simply didn't score with.
Second and goal at the 2. Malott steps out of a tackle, cuts it back for the touchdown. Touchdown, Tommy, ×4. His second on the ground. Can you believe this?
The Taysom Hill of the FCS division, Tommy Malott with another great play. This is now his 4th touchdown of the day. It is a simple quarterback design run. He puts his foot in the ground. Look at that, Ted. And I think that right now, Sam Houston, you gotta punch this ball in. So this is definitely 4-down territory.
On 3rd and goal, Schmid keeps it on the read option. Touchdown, Sam Houston. Eric Schmid pulls it for 6, and Sam Houston at last is on the board.
This is a great play fake, Ted. This is a great play fake that it almost fooled the play-by-play camera guy. So definitely now this is where Sam Houston State is now starting to gain some momentum, especially going into the half. Now the big thing right here is you can see they're going to go ahead and go for 2 to try to go ahead and put up and now make it 8, where they're down 20 points rather than 21.
Montana State brings the pressure. Schmid, the laser, that's intercepted in the end zone. Manning with the pick.
pass rush and pressure with just 4 down linemen, it is so much for the defense because so many other players you can use for other
Adeyi steps out of a tackle down the sideline. Ife Adeyi, goodbye. Touchdown, Sam Houston. And they hope the comeback is on. 61 yards.
And you can see that all they do is get him the ball on the edges. Adeyi makes the first guy miss, and now he is down the sideline, off to the races, showing off that speed. This is something Coach Keeler always raves about. It doesn't matter who the team is, who the opponent is, he's always the fastest player on the field, and he is showing just that. And this is what Sam Houston State is going to need if they want to get back in this game against Montana State.
Offensively,
I think it really just comes down to how the defense is playing.
this is not going into a shell. Up top for McCutcheon. Lance McCutcheon leaving everyone in the rear view. Touchdown, Montana State. 68 yards. Malott unloads.
Malott, because this is just a simple RPO, and then he unloads it, putting the ball up in the air, allowing Lance McCutcheon to run up under it. Zion McCollum was in good position. He was not able to come up with the play, and now Montana State, the Bobcats, have scored again in the second half, now increasing this lead to now 22 points, and force Eric Schmidt to make the errant throw.
Four-man rush. Schmidt is intercepted for a third time. And it's the native Texan, Simeon Woodard. His third interception of the year.
The receiver at the top of your screen, you can see right there on the replay, and it winds up being covered too, and he just slips right underneath it, and he's playing a trail. Eric Schmidt thinks he's having man coverage where he can simply try to thread the needle. Woodard does a great job for such a young man.
Trickery, Crest on the double reverse. The flea flicker now. Schmid to Adeyi. Blockers in front. Adeyi, fastest man on the field. Ife Adeyi to the end zone for the touchdown.
Ted, my head is still spinning. Like, how many times did the ball change hands to a different Bearcat on this play? Nonetheless, it winds up being in Adeyi's hands. He simply has that convoy of blockers, and he's off to the races. Like you just said, he's always the fastest man on the field, no matter who the Bearcats are playing against. Great play design. Adeyi finishes it off with a long run. That's his second of the day. Good job by the Bearcats.
Adeyi now with 182 yards and 2 scores on 8 catches. Former state champion in high school. Afonso finds a crease. Isaiah Afonso to the house. Exclamation point for the Bobcats. 42 yards.
Yeah, Afonso simply is just being patient, and he sees that gap, and he is off to the races. I don't think he was even touched till right there, right before he's about to hit the end zone. So obviously Afonso having a fine day, and look at it one more time. You could drive a truck through that hole. It was so big, and I think that just puts the exclamation point on this game.
But for Sam Houston, the rain comes to an end. Montana State leaves no doubt here in the FCS quarterfinals. And the Bobcats are through to the semis, where they will face South Dakota State. 42-19 the final. Brent Vegan and Montana State knock out the undefeated Sam Houston Bearcats.